up.
Katie McCarthy's a whore. Oh. Luke's a fucking bottom.
Wrong show. Wrong show. Hello out there. Hello out there in UCR land. We're a little bit late, but better late than never. We've had some technical difficulties all around the shop today, but we are here and we cannot leave you waiting any longer. It's been a hot minute, but it is time for some more uncensored confessions. Ooh. Now we have, of course, I'm going to label her the Queen of Confessions, Miss Katrina A. Johnson in the house. She's here, she's ready. We have Mr. Uncensored Jeffrey Emmett, the lovely Christina is below me, and we have a Uncensored Confessions virgin amongst us today. Woo! The Virgin Vera. The Virgin Vera is here.
I'm so
nervous. I've never done anything like this before. Oh god!
That's what they all
for
say.
those of you joining us for the first time, we're actually live too. We've never done this live, so good luck.
Might have picked the wrong night.
If you go to our Facebook page, we have a nice little picture up the top that says Uncensored Confessions, and we encourage people to share their, I guess, dirty little secrets, their problems, their quandaries, anything that they need a little bit of advice on. And we will try to digest it and give you our advice, some similar stories, some kind of, sign that you are not alone in the universe. Because that's
Jeffrey. Looks like
we try and help.
Alien.
We try and help. But the panel have not heard any of these stories. They come in fresh, they come in ready, and they react. So, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for this one?
Yes.
It's interesting, and it's gonna make everyone go, oh
no.
So here we go. Let's dive into this week's Uncensored Confession. Okay. I once met a guy on an infamous app and enjoyed chatting to him for a few days, traded some pics, and decided to meet up. Now, and for me to stay the night at his place. After driving for about 40 minutes, I arrived and nervously knocked on the door. He answered in a wheelchair, which he never mentioned. I was in a bit of shock, so went in, hung out for a few hours, and made an excuse to bail a few hours later, and not stay for sexy times and a sleepover, which was what was promised. I've always felt a little bad about my reaction, but am I totally in the wrong, or did I get a little bit catfished with him knowingly holding back information?
Shut up.
That was 100% a catfish. And you have every right to get the hell out of there if your relationship or your meeting was, false. You were misled in order to be there. So you have every right to leave.
Right. I know in the modern world, especially on apps, and this doesn't say if this person is male or female, etc., etc. All we know is that the person they met was male.
I'm going to hell.
Or if the person they met was Vera. And
I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I just look at her face. I was like, oh, that because we worked with people. So I'm assuming, like,
I told her it was going to be a rough one.
Because Jeffrey's making it look like it was a whole lot of Vera's experience. So control yourself.
I can't. Oh my god.
So we all experience, like, I've of course, if you are single in this modern age, you've been on a dating app, and we know that people lie. Yeah, people straight up lie. But is omission of that kind of information, is that that's a lie, right? If you're holding back that kind of that's a lie.
You guys aren't gonna go for a walk around the park. You know what I mean? He's gonna go for a push.
Jeff.
What the fuck?
A roll instead of a straw.
Oh,
Well,
But it's
But-
just
in college, one of
Katrina.
my friends had a very similar experience. He went to meet this girl from Tinder, and she was beautiful. She was stunning. But like in her pictures, you could only see like half of her body or from the face up. You couldn't ever see a full body shot. So he
Yeah.
goes to meet her in person. He takes her. She wants to go clubbing. Okay. So he takes her to the club. He meets her inside, and then he realizes she only has one arm. And he's
Okay.
Oh
like,
shit!
he's like, I
Now-
can't do it. He's like, she's beautiful, but like, I wasn't ready for that.
Right.
She didn't
Right.
let me know. He's like,
Yeah.
And that's
he's like,
yeah.
I stayed and we hung out and we were cool. We were chill. He's like, but I wasn't down to get down because she didn't give me all the information.
That's
Yeah.
what this person is saying too. They feel bad about their reaction because they weren't given all of the information.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know. I think that's really, it puts the person that you're not telling the truth to in a super awkward situation because they could
Yeah,
have been
that's not
100%
fair.
cool with it. They could have been
Yeah.
like, oh well, who cares? It's a wheelchair.
Right.
Like,
I used to work with this woman who lied all the fucking time. She had a profile picture that could have been Katrina. It was a gorgeous blonde with boobs.
Thank
And
you.
You know, she was not that woman. And she would go down to New York and meet guys and hook up, and she lied through her teeth on every hookup and every. And people get away with it.
but there's certain things you can't
Well,
get
do
away
they?
with. Like if someone arrives and expects you to, like, there's a difference between saying you're 6'2" and being 5'7", and then
Yeah.
you know
Mhm.
something quite prominent be like, how do you
Whoa.
not mention that,
I mean, this guy wasn't going to get up and run away.
Jeffrey?
Too
Let's just
soon,
fucking
man.
be honest.
Too
But here's
soon.
the thing. No, fuck, it's not too soon. He's obviously been in the wheelchair for a minute. And here's the thing. I would totally fuck a guy in a wheelchair in a heartbeat. What does it got to do? Does his dick work? What does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as he's, I would assume if, well, I don't know, because this could have been a hetero couple, right? There was no, was it like, did it
Yeah,
say?
no, there was no gender on the person who sent
Oh,
the
see,
story.
this is a problem. See, if it was the gays, we would have already known what the dick looked like, right? So we would have known ahead of time. So this wouldn't have been a problem. So sexy time wouldn't have been an issue because we would have known what we were working with. So it would have been like, well, bitch, I already know the ride I'm taking. So it's
But-
not a problem.
Didn't they say pics were exchanged?
They said they exchanged photos, so they
They
knew
Yeah.
what
see, but-
something looked
So
like.
they exchanged pictures, but he still managed to omit the fact he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
Right. That's
my
not
friend
right.
Dave managed to omit the fact that she had one arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I had somebody omit something serious that ended up being serious. and, like,
I know this story.
Whatever. Then I had somebody else who was short. He was a very short guy, and like I'm like 5'5". Like I'm not towering over people, but he was a lot shorter than me, and his pictures didn't like depict that. Maybe he was standing on things. Like when he came out, and I got out of my car, like it was like so weird. When I got out of my car, like I really thought that like he was on on like an angle because like I looked down at
He
like
was on an angle.
I had so many bad dates. I can go on for fucking days, but like, you know, the height thing is one thing. That's why it's like to me that's whatever. But you're in a wheelchair, like that's something serious. Like, are you just like semi-handicapped? Like, is this like okay, you can kind of maneuver in and out of like off the toilet and stuff? Like, or do I have to help you with everything? Like, you have to get me prepared if I'm coming to you
Well,
to see you
right,
too.
right. I mean,
Like
that
we're
is
meeting in person.
yeah.
You think I would be like, okay, hey, I'm
And
coming to your house.
let's before anyone continues, let's not have people throw throw us being ableist at people and all that kind
I'm
of
sorry.
thing.
Yeah, I don't want to say handicap either.
This is
yeah.
I think this is something fairly prominent to not mention. To
My
someone.
bad. I used the wrong
Yeah.
word.
Well,
Right,
because
especially because
uneducated
they
in
were
that
supposed
area.
to sleep over. They're supposed to have sex.
Yeah, that was supposed to.
Yeah.
If there are complications, you need to mention that ahead of time so that
Yeah.
I'm prepared.
right, because
Right.
Yeah, do your
regardless-
research.
I mean, jokes
We're about to
aside,
be
right?
intimate.
Like
Like
you go to
either
somebody's
way.
house and somebody's in a wheelchair, right? You're gonna go get in bed or you're gonna go fuck, right? So
Mhm.
my initial reaction would be to help somebody, right? Well,
Right.
Yeah.
somebody in a wheelchair might get offended by that because they're
Right.
like, fuck off. Like, I can do it myself. And I'd be like,
Right.
but I wouldn't mean any harm by that. Like, I would just instinctively want to help because that's who I am. I mean,
Yeah.
on a serious level, right? Like, not
Yeah.
so, but a lot of people
That's
get
what I'm saying about this bathroom
would
too.
get
I'm being
hurt and
serious. Like,
would be
I'm
upset.
not joking.
So, how do you not have this conversation ahead of time?
Right.
Well, you should.
I just think it's
And
setting
how did
everybody
we
up
not-
for a fucking problem.
How
You're about
did
to
the
be
gentleman
intimate.
in the wheelchair think this wasn't going to end poorly?
Yeah.
Right. Well, again,
Like
this
again,
is-
like
I would assume. All right, and this is just me playing devil's advocate, right? I would assume the reason for holding back the information would be past experience, right? This person's had like negative experiences by going, and by the way, I'm in a wheelchair.
yeah.
So I don't know that justifies not telling somebody though. That's
I feel like that would be my first thing I would say. Like, like people with kids, like, oh, I don't want to say it at first. Like, I feel like I'd be like, listen, I got 2 kids. Like, if I'm searching for something and I, regardless
That's really
if it's
worse.
Tinder or Bumble or whatever the fuck. Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, in that case.
I'm thinking like a night. I mean, with somebody, I'm like, dude, I'm thinking of all the sexual positions you could do with somebody in a wheelchair. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're about to fuck. Like, I want to know what I'm able to do. Like,
good time. Like, we can fucking be fucking and wheeling ourselves to the refrigerator. You know what I mean? We don't gotta stop to get a snack. Like,
and has he been like smack talking? Has he been like smack talking the whole time too? Like, has he been like saying, like, building up the,
This is what
expectations? Like, oh, I'm gonna bend you over when you really he can't. Like,
they've been talking. They've been
like,
talking. They traded pics, and they were intended to have a sexy time and sleep over. So there was intention there. There's intention there, and I don't know that if you can. How do you? This person must have been a very good actor. Because, like, imagine opening the door and then going, "Everything's fine. I'm coming in."
No,
I mean, we've all been on those dates, but you're like,
the waist up. Any one of us could be in a wheelchair right now, and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
this is true.
But would
I
any
don't think
one
we
of
would
us
lie about it, though.
lure a victim here without telling them all of the things first?
Well, I mean, that's like if you look from here up, you can't see how fat I really am.
We sit nice and close.
Same here.
Hello.
I mean, that's a form of trickery, right? So if a guy sees me on here and then we go to meet in person and then they're like, oh,
good point.
Oh. I mean,
well, I like
very good point.
And I'm great at angling a camera to make.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a good photo of you taken, these 2 bitches in the top row they will turn you out. I have a photo with Katrina where I don't even look human. I'm like, oh, I want to look like that. I'm like, and I messaged her. I'm like, can you send me like the regular photo as well? She's like, yeah, of course. And I just look normal, and then she's flawless. I'm like, that's right. That she's still got it. But these 2 bitches up top, they know what they're doing. But is that not while we're having this conversation?
Well,
as Vera said, it's like that's the same thing. Oh, hold on.
I was not going to make a confession.
Oh,
Vera.
Give it to us, Vera.
Years ago, when I was still into getting laid, I was on an app, and my picture was a headshot that I had professionally taken. And it was a damn fine picture, but it was deceiving. But I did get, I got a bunch of hits, and one of the hits was from a guy in a wheelchair. And my immediate response was, I take care of people all the time. I don't want a relationship with someone I have to take care of. And then
Right.
I thought about it, and I thought, am I being ableist? And I'm being an
Right.
asshole? Do I need to leave myself open to the universe?
Oh
The
no!
universe has brought this to me.
Oh no!
I opened myself
Oh,
up, and
no.
I messaged him back. Didn't the fucker reject me because I was too fat and men are visual?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah,
Vera.
that's what I find.
Oh no!
I
Katrina's
forgot about
knocked over a
that.
microphone. That's how shocked she is.
Amazing.
I swear to God, I had to talk
Oh.
myself into dating this guy, and he rejected me because I was too fat, and I wasn't this fat then.
Oh god.
I'm so mad I
God.
didn't remember that.
Oh my god!
I thought that's why you were
Well,
laughing. That's why I told you to
well,
shut up.
It's not Vera that put this story
No, I
through,
knew
because this
there was
person went
something. I
actually
thought
let
this
them.
was your story.
No,
Because I knew there was something with you in a wheelchair, but I couldn't remember.
no. I talked
Oh my
myself
God.
into going out with this guy, and he rejected me because I was too fat.
Oh.
What dicks.
Oh my god!
What-
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we're talking this catfishing thing. We've all been guilty, as Vera said, of putting up photos that aren't
It was a
necessarily,
gorgeous photo. With
100%
professional headshot.
truthful.
Yeah.
But this is another level. This is
Yes.
definitely another level. And I think that, as Vera said, this person hasn't thought about how they're going to make the person that's coming to meet them feel when
Right.
all the information drops. Because you said you went through a bit of a moral thing. You were like, oh my God, am I being an asshole? Because, and that's what this person, this is why this person's written to us.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
think personally that this person is being an asshole by going, whoa, that's thrown me for a loop. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think
Right.
that person is, I don't think so. Well, that might just be me. I like, if you're gonna hold back something that's that significant about yourself and your everyday life,
Right.
and
It's so
what else are you
noticeable.
gonna
Like,
what else are
come
you gonna
on.
but what else are you not gonna tell me?
Right.
And
Mhm.
and is he not proud of it? Like he's not proud, or he's not like he's obviously embarrassed, or he's ashamed, or something. Something,
Well,
why wouldn't you
let's
just
be-
say it? Like,
Well, like
Okay,
Steve said, he's probably basing this on past rejection.
Look at Carney Wilson.
Oh, look at the old uncensored photos.
like
Aw.
I have a skin condition. I have psoriasis. So like in my profile, I did say like I have psoriasis. Like, because like at one point you could see like the spots. So it's just like a thing. Like, I know you're not going to be like, listen, I have an STD, which I wish people would. But the problem is like,
What goes on over
if
there?
I'm in a wheelchair is one thing. Like, you don't have to say I'm disabled. I'm this. I'm that. I'm this. Just I'm in a wheelchair. Like, okay, thanks.
You don't even really
Nice to
need to say it.
mention it,
Just
Pastor.
get a
Maybe
picture where
somebody's
you can
really into that.
catch it. Like catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
and I
was willing to give him a chance. He was not willing to give me a chance.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely a person that I need to, like, I'll admit, like, I'm a total cocksucker, right? Literally and figuratively, because I laugh at funerals. I mean, I just laugh at awkward
I'm worse.
situations. And so, like, everybody knows this. It knows me in real life, and they send a worker over here for the kids. Motherfucker's got a drop arm, and he thinks it's kind of like amusing. So he's like, "Hey," and he picks it up and like wings it at me, and I just fucking come unglued at the seams. And I'm like texting them. I'm like, "You fucking bitches! Why wouldn't you fucking warn me? You know how I am about the shit." Because I just start losing it, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't hold it because I'm like, and I'm like, I'm laughing in this poor bastard's face and calling him Stumpy. Like, I was
my
like,
God.
dude, you got to stomp? Like, how'd you get the stomp? I gotta know. Like, it just naturally trips off my tongue. Like, you can't put me in that situation. Like the one girl that works at the Walmart in town with the little hands. You know what I mean? Like the guy from Scary Movie.
I
Jeffrey.
haven't been to Walmart.
Oh
in years.
my
This was years ago.
God.
I don't know. It was years ago. But she got, like Scary Movie, right? With the little hand, right? So
Yes.
she got a little
Yeah.
hand like that, right? You don't know.
Stop saying it.
You're not paying attention, right? So you go up to your cash and whatever. This bitch is chatting, and I'm kind of look over it. She's like, "Oh, you're funny, whatever." She's like, "We should go club," and I kind of look down. I'm like, "Oh shit." Right, and this bitch talk about we need to go to the club together to be friends. And I'm like, and I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna I just can't. I can't like. I'm an asshole. What
You've
can
got
I
no
say?
filter. Which-
No, none.
Yeah.
Hello,
I'm an
it's
asshole.
called Uncensored Radio
Jeffrey
for
will
a
be like-
reason.
Yeah, Jeffrey would be like, "Well, I can't go to the club with you, but you can come over and stir my mashed potatoes."
Oh, see, these two
Oh,
shouldn't be allowed in the
I
same
just would
chat
just,
room
you know what I
together.
mean? Like, be like laughing, like, damn, like, how do you, like, you can't even fucking play with yourself with that hand. Like, you don't, I just have so many questions about shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a curious, and
They make machines for that, Jeffrey, that can assist.
And you have another hand.
They sell them on
yeah, but
and they
doesn't-
sell
maybe
them.
you're not
They
that
sell them
handed.
everywhere these days.
Problem solving. That's our
Yeah. There you go.
Well,
Just-
we are trying to solve. We are trying to solve problems, and I think we should probably refer
Get
back
the
to the
next one?
question. Refer
Oh,
back to the question.
right.
I don't think he's
So,
an asshole for being black.
not in the
I
wrong.
don't think so at all. No,
We're not in the wrong at all for
Oh, you're
for
not.
just having to
Luke,
deal.
You're fine. You're okay, Luke. We all still love you.
I don't think it would be Luke. I think back in the day, Luke would have been all right. He would have dealt with it. But it's
yeah, Luke
a
would have
big,
fucked them anyways.
and we don't know how. Oh, we don't even know how recently this could have been. Like yesterday, or it could have been 10 years ago. We don't know, but there's been a lot of.
She could be married
I
to
think,
the guy
and
right
also,
now.
I think you get to a certain age where, to me, this kind of speaks of maybe a little bit less maturity too. Like you get to a certain age, you're like, you know what, fuck it, this is who I am. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that someone who is 40 in a wheelchair is going to go, oh, and by the way, like that isn't gonna mention it. This sounds like maybe this happened at a time where well, we all know appearances are important when you're trying to attract a mate.
You're 40 and so insecure of like, again, something that either you just got into or that you've been in, and I feel like own it. Like, what the fuck? It drives me crazy.
Christina's outraged. Christina's outraged.
Okay, I'm not the most confident person because but like I've learned to live with my skin disease. Like, so like I've learned to just like not give a fuck anymore. Like, I care, but like on some level I don't. Like, I have to live with it, not you. Like, I have to go home with it every day. Like, I don't know these fucking people and whatever. So like, again, if I'm going to be meeting somebody or having somebody come over to meet me, and like, again, if I'm like in a wheelchair or I have like a skin outbreak, like, listen, I have psoriasis, like, deal with it or don't, or get the fuck out. Like, and if not, deuces. Like, you just missed the best pussy of your life, but whatever.
And look, you never
Not in the profile.
But who knows? These people might, by the sounds of it, they had really good chemistry. Like as I say, you don't just sleep with anyone, but hello.
You met
these people had really good. These people had good chemistry enough to agree to kind of like
rapport.
Yeah, they had something going on. They were gonna, and then they were gonna stay. Like, hello,
right?
They were gonna stay, and someone thought it was worth driving 40 minutes for.
Oh shit!
Like, you don't know.
That's far. That's like down the street.
Yeah.
Katrina's like, talk to me later. But yeah, you don't know. Like, if you lie about that kind of, what if they did have like amazing sex and they're never gonna know now because you lied about it?
Yeah.
You never know. It could have been like the ultimate power-up move or something. Right?
If I would have known, I could have Googled position. Like I could have prepared myself to make it more, to make it better. Like, I don't know.
Men
I would always
have to confirm their dating profiles by their dick size. Like, I think every man, like, we should have it confirmed. We
I'll be
should
the
have that
reviewer.
option. Yeah.
Right.
I'd say
Actually,
my
no.
little
I
chubby.
really wouldn't want to look at random.
I
That's
think-
how
videos.
Jane
guys,
gets
I think-
paid.
I think you
Mhm.
guys missed a very
right.
important step in the process of, monetizing uncensored radio. Back in the day when apps started, you should have done a how many quarters app.
Yeah.
How
Imagine
many quarters?
how many quarters
It's
app.
not too
That'd be
late.
good. It's not too. If someone knows
Do
how
it
to
now.
develop apps, can you get in contact with us?
Yeah,
We'd like
when
to
you
know.
meet a man, you don't ask him how big his dick is. You ask how many quarters, right? Because if you lay the quarters out, 7 quarters an inch,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So like,
I've never heard
we
of
got
that
a
before.
T-shirt. If you go to our little store,
Merch store.
you can
Wait
lay
for
there's a picture of the quarters and it says how many quarters.
Sorry.
Like, and we called it Strangerwood. Like, we had an actual dictionary. We called like the
Yeah.
because back then we were trying to do something else, so we couldn't say the words, right? So we had to come up with, we couldn't say dick or pussy. So
They were trying to be a little bit more
we
PG.
call it
but
Strangerwood, and we
Oh.
call
That
the
quickly
vagina the
disappeared.
Pikachu, and then we'd call it Stranger Moisture.
if you want the Strangerwood t-shirt's one of the best sellers. Go buy
It's
a
my
Strangerwood
favorite. Oh,
t-shirt.
shit.
They're
I
still
wear.
there. They're still on there. All right. Well, I think we can wrap this one up and just say, you know what? I don't think this person was in the wrong. I think that, it is safe to just go, stars weren't meant to align for that one.
Peace out.
No.
Fuck that.
They can't all be winners. And
Yeah.
if this person had been honest, perhaps, they may have
It
been
would've-
together
could've
to
been
this
different.
day.
Hey,
You woulda, shoulda, coulda,
as long as you got a big dick.
Yeah, call Jeffrey. And we will be back again with
Or
some
Vera.
more uncensored confessions because they keep coming. So if you want to submit, please do go to the top of our Facebook page. It's on our TikTok. It's on our Instagram. It is free and it is completely anonymous for you to confess to us.
Unfortunately,
share it?
we confess in real time.
Yes. You
Yeah,
share it.
shit.
We say it here on Uncensored Confessions. We will see you again soon. Bye.
Hopefully, Luke doesn't get herpes again. I know how much he hates that. Was I not supposed to confess that? So right.